Hey, this is the Entertainment Advice Channel. What I want to talk about today is the topic of will AI ruin the movie industry? And the simple answer to that question is yes. And the reason why I say yes, without any personal biases being attached, whether you just genuinely as a whole feel comfortable with AI technology or not, is it simply comes down to the fact that objectively speaking, AI is going to ruin it because one of the things that leads, um, entertainment towards a future, or I should say, in general, produces good quality entertainment is human originality. Which AI will not be able to do. And let me explain why. Okay, when it comes to how AI is not good for the movie industry. And the reason why I say AI is not good for the movie industry is simply down to the fact that AI technology is not good at being original with anything. All it's going to do is focus on giving you exactly what it thinks you want, okay? Because even though AI technology, people always make the argument that, well, it'll actually make things better because it will guarantee, um, the ability to produce things faster, whether it could be um, the artwork for characters, it could be the script, it could be even the music, yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. But at the same time, yes, it can do those things for certain, but when it comes to the overall quality of how good it could be compared to a human, for that matter, okay, it will never replicate the ingenuity, and not just ingenuity, but their straight up originality of an actual human being producing something, okay? And the reason why I say that is because whenever you come up with an idea, okay, you know, you know, especially when you're producing it over a long period of time, one of the things that make it the best is the concept. Okay, just like let me give an easy example. Okay, a good example would be like comparing music of different decades from the 1970s, 1980s, 1990s, 2000s. You can obviously tell there's a difference in the way they sound. Okay, and that is down to what you refer to as a fundamental concept. Okay, for that matter, that determines how it's gonna overall fundamentally you know be like the fundamental style of it is the best way I could describe it. Okay, the fundamental style that is being used here. AI does not have the ability to come up with styles. All AI is able to do is just take other people's ideas and just create a better version of it without of course being able to come up with its own concept. Okay, and to give an easier example, okay, like let's just say give an easy example of what I mean by that in terms of a movie industry way. Okay, a human when it comes to originality, like when it comes to something like a movie trend or something, would have the ability to come up with an overall new trend. Okay, like maybe instead of just making movies talk about this and that or this particular topic, someone might come up with maybe a concept, you know, for a movie, you know, like, that can of course start a trend. Maybe, for example, instead of just having maybe a movie be about this particular topic, the generic, action, sci-fi or superhero or whatever stuff you see all the time, somebody might come with an interesting, unique concept. Like, for example, he might say, okay, I'm going to have a story that's about, maybe, for example, um, an easy example I could give would be, um, maybe let's just say it's an adventure story, and it, maybe, for example, is about super soldiers who wear a specific suit of armor, something like that. Like it's something like that, as well as it has a very unique storyline where it's like, okay, they have to do something, you know, in order to retain their powers, like maybe they constantly have to assassinate people or something to retain their abilities or something like that. Like a very original concept for like a story, okay? Whether it could be that example or anything else, it's an original concept that stands out from any other idea that anyone else is doing. Whether it's for the story idea itself, whether it's for the artwork itself, like like the animation ideas, for example, or or even just the music, it does something completely different from what everyone else is doing. Okay, like to give an even better example, if you don't understand what I'm saying, it's like maybe to give an example, like a Quentin Tarantino movies. Okay, it's completely different than what everyone else is doing. It's a completely new idea, fresh concept that no one's ever thought of before. AI does not have the ability to come up with a concept. All AI is able to do is just simply do the exact same thing um um that has already been done before. Like for example, if there's a bunch of ideas that have already been used, like maybe it could be maybe an easy example could be superhero movies, or it could be maybe basic generic sci-fi movies. There, even though there's a lot of good sci-fi movies, some of them, let's be honest, are very generic. It's the same type of story or something all the time. Like maybe it just might be an empire's trying to conquer a planet. Like, okay, wow, that's so original. Or it could be something like maybe an easy example might be a generic like Lord of the Rings ripoff. This person's on a quest to find a magical device, sort of thing. Things like that. Like using those three examples, right there, AI is only able to come up with with something like those three examples I gave and other examples, but I'm just using these three as an example to demonstrate what I'm saying. It's only able to produce a movie that's exactly like the movie examples I've come up with. Okay, just maybe a different variation of it. So in short, to sum up what I'm saying, if you still don't understand what I'm saying, it can only produce something based off of ideas that already exist. Themes for movies that already exist. It cannot come up with an original theme that has never been thought of before, in all honesty. That's exactly what I'm trying to get across here. So, in short, AI is going to definitely ruin the movie industry if it continues. I don't know if it will continue because I'm certain there could be regulations that are put in to prevent that from happening, but it definitely will ruin it because it won't come up with any unique movie ideas. It's just going to produce the same stuff that you've seen a million times before and it won't stop doing it. Okay, because it's something, AI for that matter is something that relies on numbers. And since it only relies on numbers, it can only create numerous different variations of something that already exists. It cannot actually come up with a completely fundamentally new idea that has never existed before. So, in short, yes, AI will definitely ruin the movie industry if it continues the way it's going, if anything, to be honest with you. Not to mention it's going to steal the livelihoods of a lot of people's jobs, okay, for that matter, okay? So, in short, it's a bad idea, okay? So, now the question obviously comes up for that matter that what can we do to stop AI from ruining everything? Well, the best thing to do is support your local movie creators online if there's movie creators you could use online you know to obviously consume their content. You can definitely use movie creators online, to put it bluntly. To be quite blunt and honest with you, um, as someone to, of course, produce content for you. In other words, you support them, you support other movie content creators, or you yourself can obviously produce movie ideas yourself if you're interested in being a filmmaker, for crying out loud. Okay, so that's the best way to do it because the industry most likely is probably going to do it anyway because they're going to save a lot of money doing that stuff, but the quality will definitely go down as a result. And it's just going to be literally the exact same movie ideas, nothing fundamentally new that no one has ever thought of before, okay? And that's the truth of the matter. So, in short, it's a bad idea when it comes to the movie industry. And yes, it will ruin the movie industry. So, anyway, this is my video. This is all I have to say for the video. All I have to say left is that I hope you enjoyed it. And just remember, if you enjoy this video and videos like this, remember to thumbs this video up and hit the subscribe button. And that is all I have to say. And simply put it, I'm out. So bye.